this quarterfinal had the outcomes that I expected it to have, but not the games, especially the way that it got played out. Like France versus Morocco, I thought it would be more competitive. I think Morocco is a really good team, and I really thought and hope that Morocco will push France a little bit more and give it a more competitive game and maybe hold them out till 70 80 minutes, even take a lead there somewhere and like try to test France a lot. But it was nowhere near that. France had a very comfortable, very safe game. Even if after missing the penalty, it never felt like France can concede. I think Morocco attack was, to be honest, very, very dull. And France was very comfortable throughout. Two great goals, one by Mbappe, one by Dembele, and deserved victory. Just disappointing game to watch as a neutral who hope there will be more competition and more not a one-sided game and more like balanced game. Uh, Spain versus Belgium, on the other hand, surprised me because given the Belgium and Spain both had not a great tournament till so far, Belgium had two midfielders out injured. I thought it was gonna be a very pragmatic game. Both teams will just focus on not conceding and just hoping to get one or two chances and to score. But it turned out to be a really fun game. Both teams tried to attack and try to score. It was not full on attack, but still there was balance between defending and attacking, and it was a really fun game. And though thought Belgium was not as good as Spain and Spain did better, but it was never a big difference, and it always felt like, oh, anybody can score. And just such an entertaining game came to an end because of such a bizarre and sad, in my opinion, injury to Courtois and then a bad and sad mistake by the United goalkeeper, which led to Spain goal and kind of killed the game. I think the Spain killed the game after that. I think Belgium did not do much after that. They tried a little bit, but not really. And Spain deservedly moved forward, but I don't think this Spain team can beat France. But that's a discussion point for another topic. Thinking about England versus Norway, they had a similar ending, a goalkeeping mistake and a midfielder taking advantage of that scoring, and then the team who's in the lead just killed the game by. But England Norway was disappointing to me. I felt England did not play well at all. I think England won because of individual brilliance rather than a team brilliance. Though towards the end they defended really well as a team, so it's not completely without a team brilliance. But for most of the game, the overall team did not look very cohesive. Made a lot of mistakes. Struggled a lot in my opinion against Norway. And if Charlotte have passed that to Haaland, and Haaland would have scored that 2-0 in first half ending, would have changed this game drastically more than 1-1 that it ended in first half. But can't do anything about what happened. And even though game was boring, the mistake by the Norway goalkeeper and Bellingham's goal just killed the game. Tuchel made a really good substitute of Burn and Spence. Both, in my opinion, did really, really well after coming back. I was kind of very shocked how well Spence did. I was not been impressed by him this World Cup, but I think he was one of the best substitute for that game. And I think Burn also did his job. Was very solid in the back, cleared everything that came to him. Amazing defensive work after being in lead. But overall game was very disappointing. I thought it would be more. I really thought this is a game that will be end to end, but it turned out to be very boring. Same with Argentina and Switzerland. I think Argentina took an early lead, and after that was just weirdly boring. Like I didn't ever expected Argentina to be that defensive and just not trying to score. I felt like after taking 1-0 lead and until it became 1-1, Argentina was just trying to pass the ball and run the clock down and just end the game 1-0. But an amazing goal by Switzerland brought the game back into life. But then sadly a very horrendous dive. And in my opinion, probably the controversial and like a lot of people might not agree with it, deserved yellow and led to a red card. And after that was such an imbalanced game. I think Switzerland also lost kind of hope that they can actually beat Argentina. I think before that felt like Switzerland felt like they can go and score another goal and beat Argentina. After that, it just felt like they were just defending, hoping nothing happens. But I consider a amazing goal by Alvarez, and then the third goal was just them attacking and trying to goal up and leaving space behind. So I can't blame Switzerland for that. But it did require amazing goal from Argentina to break them. So I feel they will be very happy with their performance in this World Cup, and they will go with their heads high up. And it's kind of towards the end of their golden generation. I think Shaka was the only one left, and probably this is going to be his last World Cup. Who knows? He'll be 38, and they are 40-year-old playing in this World Cup. But most likely than not, it's going to be his last World Cup. So I think overall good tournament for Switzerland. Not that good. I mean, they are winning, but not convincingly, in my opinion, to Argentina. So let's see what happens.
All right, so this is my take on the quarterfinals of the World Cup 2026. Starting with France versus Morocco. So I was lucky enough to catch the game in the stadium. I think it was an amazing experience. The Moroccan support was really good. They had a lot of energy. I even traveled with them to the stadium, and they were singing and chanting throughout. Unfortunately, the team didn't show up. I think it was a very one-sided game, and France won convincingly. Um, I was really expecting Moroccan defense to be better, but once they started attacking, I think they leaked a couple of goals, and then it was game over. France were really good, like how they've been throughout the tournament. I think the one aspect of French team which we were doubting, the midfield, was superb in this game. Kone, I think, was really good. He broke a lot of play, was very clean. I think, uh, he really showed why Didier Deschamps is trusting him over Chouameni. So, yeah, I think it was a really one-sided game. Next, Spain versus Belgium. So Spain for me has not been convincing in this tournament. I thought they would be much better. Um, I think this game was pretty even, and if not for that goalkeeping injury, I think it could have gone either ways. Um, I wanted I thought Spain would control the game much more, but yeah, I think if not for that goalkeeping error, it could have gone either ways. And Spain in the end did show some quality with their mid, but I think to beat France in the semifinals, they will need a lot more. Next up, England versus Norway. So I think this was a game very similar to Spain versus Belgium, and a bit controversial, I would say. But I think Norway was the better team in this game. I think they had much better attacks, but England had the maturity to close the game out once they took the lead. Again, after that goalkeeping error, a shout out to Spence, who played like a man possessed. I think he was really influential in getting England over the line. So yeah, I think going forward, England has to count on individual brilliance, which makes them predictable. But again, I think against Argentina, someone from England other than Jude and Kane has to show up. Finally, Argentina versus Switzerland. So unlike other games, Argentina, I think this scored pretty early and calmed the nerves of all the fans. But Switzerland, I feel they really grew into the game. I think second half they were really showing attacking impetus, and were in a place to take the lead, if not for that brain fart red card. I think one good thing that came out of this game was that the load was finally shared. It was not, the team relying heavily on Messi. So I think that's like a green flag going forward for the Argentina team. So yeah, overall, predictable quarterfinals, but still full of quality. I would say, both in terms of individual quality and team. I think, yeah, the semifinals are going to be pretty interesting with the top four teams in the world making the top four of the tournament. So yeah, looking forward to it. Cheers.
We are finally with the top four for the World Cup, and what a quarterfinals it has been. Um, a lot of controversy, as we can expect from FIFA matches, I guess, at this point. But a lot of short wins as well. I think with that, let's start with France and Spain. I think we all expected them to go through, but it was a good performance from Belgium. I was really rooting for an underdog to go through, but Spain, with their quality throughout the pitch, still went through, kind of deserved. France made it light work of Morocco. I think we all expected such a strong France team, especially with their attack, to do well, and they did. They didn't disappoint, I would say. And finally, completing the top four, we have the top four teams for once, I guess, is England and Argentina. Both have interesting similarities in the sense that they have always had to dig deep in different setups, and it's usually one or two of their winners, match winners like Bellingham or Messi or Kane, who have a moment of brilliance and they pull the match away. But they did beat their respective matches, and finally, they will be facing through in semifinals. So, looking forward to that.
Okay, so now here are my thoughts on the quarterfinal games we had so far. It was a very nice quarterfinal. I loved it. So when it comes to the fourth games that were played, first game was between France and Morocco. So what I kind of expected initially was an open-ended game. So, but what ended up happening was total dominance by the France team. So they had like a lot of good individual players that kind of made the difference for them. Saibari missing was kind of like hurt Morocco, like because their attack was not that great against France. So the only thing I remember in the first half, like the main noticeable thing was Bonner saving Mbappe's penalty. But apart from that, Mbappe himself and like other France players, they had good like attempts on goal. Like Bono made some good saves there as well. In the second half, I thought Morocco will kind of like come back, but then there was a clear difference between France and Morocco then. So Mbappe and Dembele scored good goals. So that's how France made it through. When it comes to the second game between Belgium and Spain, so what I had predicted was an upset that Belgium will go through. But it was kind of like a very close game still. Spain like was very good in the first half. I think we saw some good, brilliant moments by Lamine Yamal, and like he had a lot of impact in the first half, especially, and some part for the second half. But yeah, he was good. And when it comes to Belgium, they kind of like quickly pulled one back after the opening goal by Spain. Ketelare was good to be assertive in the box. It was all about De Bruyne's through ball and Castañas crossed. So that was pretty a pretty good goal as well. The second half, obviously, Belgium was also equally dominating. Spain was in control as well, and it was a good second half. The only thing is that like the goalkeeper injury kind of hurt them. So Courtois, it showed why he was a top quality goalkeeper. So I wouldn't blame Lamens a lot on the mistake he made, but if it was a top quality goalkeeper, he would have said that. And I maybe might have expected more from Lemons because he was great for United in the season. But yeah, sometimes it kind of happens. So even Ireland had a similar incident in the England Norway game. More on that later. But yeah, Spain went through because of the Mikel Merino substitute again. So that was kind of good to see it happen 2 games in a row. So yeah, that was good, and I foresee Spain causing some few problems for France as well. So it'll be a good semi-final. For the the third game between England and Norway, I feel that was like the most anticipated game, and I had predicted 2-1 England, which kind of happened, but not in the way I imagined it to be. So Schulrup had a very brilliant goal in the first half, and then Bellingham quickly pulled one back. Obviously there was this controversial camera incident where it kind of the ball touched the cable wire, but the chip didn't detect it. So it's just in the spirit of the game sometimes that this can happen. But yes, Norway kind of asserted dominance in the second half. They had the lion's share of the possession, and they had. I think by the time it was 90 minutes, I think because England had the momentum in the first half and Norway had the momentum in the second half, I think it so happened that they were at one point they were like 10 shots, total shots, and 4 on target each. So it was a pretty even game, I feel. Obviously, Norway could have put the game to bed in the first half, like with a 2-0. Even with that, I think England had the mentality to come back because, again, they were like brilliant today. They had good depth and they got the job done in extra time. So when it comes to the final game of the quarterfinal, it was between Argentina and Switzerland. So this was kind of like a roller coaster game because initially Argentina had a little bit of momentum with the early goal. It was a good set piece goal. And yeah, the set piece coach got a lot of credit. And yeah, it was good to see the coach celebrating him. So it was a good goal by McAllister, who's kind of like not the tallest person on the pitch, but he got the goal, so which is good. But then Switzerland was great. I'm telling you, their mentality and their kind of like dominance on the field, and they were very patient with their chances. So it was very commendable. Finally, they got a well-deserved equalizer. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it over the line because of the Brie Lembolo controversial second yellow. So I mean, according to the rules, it is a second yellow. A yellow card is usually given for simulation, and it looked like a clear simulation to me. Unfortunately, I feel that in the spirit of the game, we can afford to let it go because first of all, it didn't happen in the penalty box. It happened like close to the half line, and the second thing was like the VAR was contested only on the yellow card for Paredes, so it just happened that Brie Lembolo was in the footage, so obviously the referee felt obligated to give the yellow card to him instead, and it was a mistaken identity rule. So I know rules are rules, but like sometimes I feel that it should be relaxed a bit. But then obviously for a big team like Argentina, if they were done wrong and Switzerland got through, I think they will come under similar scrutiny. So it's always difficult being in the refereeing panel. But yeah, Argentina, I feel like towards the end, even though they were a man up, they kind of struggled. But Alvarez scored the best goal of the quarterfinals so far, and they 100% deserve to make it to the semifinals. We have a blockbuster between Argentina and England, so it's a very big game, and and England has never played Messi, so that is something interesting. So I'm eagerly anticipating for the top four to kind of face off in the semifinals.
All right, semi-final predictions. So starting with the first game, which is France versus Spain. I think coming into the tournament, both were considered as favorites, but I think France has been much more convincing than Spain. I think they have pretty much reached the semi-final in third gear. Their attacking trio is one of the best in history. They don't look like a team with any weakness. That being said, Spain has the quality to really control the game. I think they would really count on not giving the ball away to France to really, have an edge in this game. And I think France might need to do much more of defensive work that than they have been doing in until this game in the tournament. Spain, I think they would need moments of magic from Yamal, or even Nico Williams if he comes on as a sub. But I think France will really have to be subdued by not giving them the ball uh, for Spain to really have a chance in this game. I think Spain has the quality to go head to head with France, but given how France have been throughout this tournament, I think they would still edge it. I think it's gonna be 2-1 to France in normal time. So yeah, hoping for a really good match with amazing quality in players, as well as team tactics. So yeah, going to the second game, which is England versus Argentina. I think this has the potential to be one of my favorite games in the tournament. Lot of players that I like on both sides of the aisle. Uh, I think this game is going to be very physical. Argentina and England both being very physical team. I think it will be interesting to see how Tuchel comes up with a tactic to really subdue Messi. Um, but yeah, as we have learned from the last Argentina game, I think Alvarez and Lautaro Martinez have been stepping up. So yeah, expecting the same from them. I personally do not want a repeat of France versus Argentina for this World Cup finals. So I am hoping, and this is also my prediction, that England edge it. Again, 2-1 is my prediction after extra time in this game. But yeah, hoping for a really, really good game. And yeah, that's my prediction for the semifinals. I hope the games are good, and I hope everyone has a good time. Cheers.
Semi-final predictions. I think this is the time where it gets tough to make predictions. Every team is so close. Starting with France and Spain. France is probably the best team. I guess everyone would agree there. But for me, being a France supporter, I would even go ahead and say that there are three Ballon d'Or capable winners here. Those three can even challenge the likes of Ronaldinho, Ronaldo, and Rivaldo, I would say, because Olise has been such a joy to watch. His possibly has split vision and judges the passes accurately. Mbappe is like Mr. World Cup, always delivers. And Dembele, I think Dembele is so underrated. He does all the dirty work. He can go on the right, on or out, and still score, and can cut in like Yamal. So those three complement each other so well. But Spain's midfield can prove to be tough for France, and maybe can cut out the supply to the forwards. So it will be a very tough match, but I still would back my team in France. With England and Argentina, I think it's a even fairer game, I would say, because both have not been very convincing for me. They have had to struggle in their own matches so far. England lack creativity, I would say. They have the final magic moments through Bellingham and Kane in the scoring, but they might get stifled out if they can't get supply from the wings. And Argentina, I I think they're still very dependent on Messi, and they like last cup they need some other attacker, maybe Alvarez again to shine through. So let's see what goes. But I'm backing England in this one. I think Argentina might just run out of their luck.
Here are my predictions for the semifinals. So the first game is between France and Spain. It's a very good game. Like I feel that even though France has all the top quality players, they are in good form. There are multiple players to watch out for in the tournament. They are almost like a complete team, and they have very good depth. So France as a whole is very strong, but the way Spain plays with the passing game, I feel that there is a chance that they can dominate the possession in the game. So it all comes down to like who can break the deadlock and create more chances. I have a feeling that this game, many people think that it'll be close, and I also think that Spain will frustrate France. But I have a feeling that France will win 2-0, similar to how they did against Morocco. I mean, it's not going to be an easy game for them, like how kind of the Morocco game was unexpectedly was. But I have a feeling that France has good quality players. If they want to bring in, they want to play Doué, they have Bakola and backup, and vice versa as well. So they have the amount of quality players they have is good, and that could make the difference in the France versus Spain game. And the second semi-final, so I'm personally obviously rooting for England in the World Cup. I would want them to go through, and I predict that will kind of happen. Argentina did struggle in all of the knockout games that they played so far. The like they kind of played against Cabo Verde and Egypt and Switzerland. So all three of them were not easy games for them. And the road for England has also not been the easiest as well. They had DR Congo, they had let me think about it. They had Mexico and they had Norway. So those three were also tough games, even the DR Congo one. So when it comes to my predictions, I have a feeling that it will go to extra time and England will score the winner, just like they did the last game. I feel it's going to be a 2-all draw in regular time, and then England will nick a goal in extra time. So I'm predicting a blockbuster 3-2. Yeah, because I have a feeling that both teams will have momentum swung in their favor, and the other team will switch off in their defense, and that's how the goals will happen. So these are my predictions for the the semi-finals, and I'm hoping to see a thrilling France versus England final.
My prediction for semi-finals. I think first France versus Spain. It's very, 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 very hard, in my opinion, to bet against France. France has been amazing, defensively, attacking wise. So there's not even a competition. There's no attacking unit in this World Cup even close to how good France is. Dembele, Olise, Mbappe, all are in form. All are doing amazingly well. So let's see what Spain can do, but I don't have much hope. Spain have not been very inspiring in this World Cup. They have won and they have reached the semi-final, which they deserve credit for, but I've never seen a Spain game and felt like, oh, this Spain team is amazing and can beat anybody. So again, never say never and anything can happen, but I think France should win this game 2-0 again, like against Morocco, and sadly Spain will have to go back home. Let's see what happens, and we can go from there. The second match, England versus Argentina, will be very interesting because both the teams are not doing really well. Both the teams are not very. Doesn't feel like they are playing as a team that well. Both the teams, I feel, needs more inspiration. Both the teams are going to next round because of individual brilliance here and there. Most of the time by Messi in Argentina, but last match Alvarez did really very well with wonderful goal. And for England, I think Jude and Kane is driving the team forward. And once they get into lead, the defensive unit, especially when they bring the ball and go through at the back, is just too solid to beat. So I think eventually I think England might beat Argentina overall, because I feel English defense is slightly better, if not amazingly better, than Argentine defense. And with Jude and Kane, I think they might be able to keep score like early goal and then defend till they can defend for their life. And I feel like this English team defend as a team a lot well, a lot better than Argentina. And it's very gonna be very equal game, but I think England has that small edge of over Argentina, and they might go through. I think I will go this game 2-1 for England, and let's see. But yeah, it was very interesting to see what happens on Wednesday here in Pacific time. But best of luck to all the teams.